Worldwide, many other kinds of plants are diverse families are also called bay and laurel. Bays and eels. Bays and eels. Generally due to similarity of foliage or aroma to Laurel nobilis, the nobles, right? The Grail kings. So they can't distinguish the Moors from the Grail kings is what they telling us. And the full name is used for the California Bay Laurel. Look at that there. Look at that there. Motherfucking Tupac. Also in the family of the... Okay, let's go here. This is a matriarchal term, and I don't feel like getting that deep. But we almost done, because we can see what it is. Remember, it look like it say umbrella. So that tells me I should go here, because Jay-Z is tied to Rihanna, who always say, go under my umbrella. So let's see what the umbrella is. Umbrella californica is a large hardwood tree. Rodney means tree, y'all. Native to coastal forests of California as well as the coastal forests extending into Oregon. Origin to me, or Oregon, makes me think of Origin, which was the church before the Rome took over. And Origin is the first century Christian writer. Origin was a writer about the Queen Mother Isis. So when you go to the Stargate series, you see them in there fighting against first they was fighting against the Grail Kings of the Egyptians, and then they started fighting the Ori, which is short for Origin. It tell you right in the movie who they was fighting, which is what they call Christians. But they demonic Christians, which is actually the imposters. So they tell you the story on the Stargate. Right? They tell you the story on the Stargate. The tree's pungent leaves have similar flavor to bay leaves, though stronger, and they may be mistaken for bay laurel. Alright, we already went over that. The dry wood. So the same thing. Right? Under the umbrella. But it got to be another clue here, or this is like going too far overboard. I gotta find something else in here that catches my attention. Alright, I see the word Native American, so now they got my attention. Umbrella has long been valued for its many uses by Native Americans throughout the tree's range, including Cahuilla, Chumash, Oolong. They're naming tribes right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tribes of people. That's the Ogdad. Now this is where, when I was looking at from Jillian, it's these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's the 3 6s again, which we didn't already uncover those. Both sets of 3 6s. It was something that it was tying back to Jillian again in there. But anyway, when we get down here, okay. Leaves were used to treat rheumatism and neuralgias. A tea was made from the leaves to treat stomach aches, colds, sore throats, and to clear up mucus in the lungs. The leaves were steeped in hot water to make an infusion that was used to wash sores. The Pomo and Yuki tribes of Mendocino County treated headaches by placing a single leaf in the nostril or bathing the head with laurel leaf infusion. No, that's not getting. No. So this, to me, this is what I would call a dead end with the tree. So the only semblance I would have chasing this laurel tree right now is the fact that my name means tree, laurel means Loris, or laurel means tree, or you know what? Let's go to naming. So me look under the umbrella. That's not telling me the meaning of the name. Okay. Laurel nobilis. So whoever Laurel is, she noble. The Bay Laurel, Latin Europe. Ah, there we go. The Latin Europe connection is the conquistadors, which was those Spanish-speaking Moors that were the mulattoes. I didn't want to do that. Okay. Now, what do we got? Did we make it all over? What's missing? Okay. Jillian produced the eye. Obadiah gave me the scarab. We found these in the seal for New York, which led us to uncover the 3 6s and the other 3 6s on the other page, right? Because those are 3 6s too around there. So from here, there's nothing left to uncover. Nothing left to uncover. Y'all know the whole story now. You know, y'all know the law that tricked us that got us trapped into the cycle in order for them to be able to trick us into the slave, what they called us, the POW camps, to put us in this oppressive condition and keep us in the apathetic state. It's the spell of Kingu. It's the spell of sleep. It's used to the blood rights and the pain rights. The molestation of the children, the raping of the women are all sorcery, ritualistic magic that they do to oppress people and to hold them down and subjugate them. Right? So, we can wrap this up here. I didn't brought y'all the whole kingdom. What you want to do with it? Somebody else turn now. That's my 3 knocks. That's all I gotta say about that. And as the stock fall on the New York Stock Exchange for GM, is what y'all not knowing. Go check the Bitcoin holdings of General Motors and watch how they're rising. That's what you're not getting. It's a alchemical transfer. The worker gonna love this shit when it's all said and done. Because the way that it's set up is the Bitcoins are backed by gold that counts itself every few seconds, and you can't hack it because it counts the actual physical gold as opposed to the credits put into the slot machine by these imposters that they call money. So, contrary to popular opinion, and it look like the workers is suffering, and they are. They suffering. That's true. But they've been getting fucked so long, they got to go through a little bit in order to gain a lot. So, Detroit News Channel 7 is the place where I'm supposed to tell UAW members individually. All you need is about 3 public notices from 3 different areas. A cease and desist for the international UAW because all members are currently being investigated for corruption. It gives us no room or place to guarantee us a contract because there's no corporate legal team that's going to allow their client to sign on to a contract that's already dirty. It's dirty already. They can't do it. If all parties must come together, come to the table in good faith, then it can't sign this contract. The international is not coming to the table in good faith. They turned their back on the UAW, the common man, the hard-working, everyday common man. The international UAW got a little cartel of rats in there. Greedy, blood-sucking rats. I can't get them out until the people look at what's taking place in real time. Understand why they're getting fucked. Once it comes to their attention, oh, this is why we're getting fucked out of a contract, because these wicked motherfuckers are the imposters. These the traitors. Flip the traitor, draft the champion. Flip the traitor, draft the champion. It's just that simple. I got a price. $1.10 for GM workers, and I flip that shit over. $1.10 for Chrysler workers. I'll flip that shit over. $1.10 for Ford workers. I'll flip that shit over. I ain't done though, because we need to figure out a way where some of these single working mothers can have somebody have their back out of their local. It should be set up. So I work with a lady, beautiful lady, got 2 children and an asshole daddy for them. And they tell us we're not working overtime. Her baby about to come home from school on the bus. Nobody's going to be there over an hour. What a dream for a goddamn predator, ain't it? He got an hour head start if he get her as soon as she get off the bus before anybody realize the girl gone. Because she can't get anybody there in time to get her daughter. We can't do that. So on behalf of the single mothers, Ford, GM, and Chrysler, bring a penny. One single mother, from all of them, bring 1 penny. So what you realize I have is $3.33. And this shit to be cleaned up. I will flip the imposter, drag their ass out in the open, and clean up the workers' situation. I done flipped imposters all over the place. I got all my receipts. I took my left bumps and I took my right bumps. I bumped straight every fucking time. It's proven beyond a reasonable doubt with preponderance of evidence as the weighing mechanism that I know what I'm talking about. The GM Ford Chrysler situation is what you call a gateway. If you have a job, you want them to win. You want the worker to win. I don't care if you work at McDonald's, if you're a school teacher in Chicago, if you're a bus driver in New York, if you're a taxi driver in Miami. I don't care if you shovel shit in Mississippi on the backwoods of a farm. If you have a work job that generates your income, that's supposed to sustain your life, you should probably want this contract to go in the favor of the worker. It will set off a chain reaction. From ground zero, the fallout will be a balancing across global scale of all workers. Everybody got a job, a benefit by resolving this matter. A lot of people don't think it makes sense until they analyze it and they know what the law say. Nobody don't want to ask their lawyer about if somebody is under investigation for criminal activity in a contract negotiation prior, then another contract negotiation come up. Can that person in the active investigation negotiate that contract? The lawyer gonna say, well, he can. There's a whole lot of other shit attached to that, but I'm not sure if the other party's gonna participate if they know that they under investigation, because that's called coming to the table in bad faith. It's a bad faith negotiation. And at any given time, if the other party do sign on, they can always flip out of the contract by saying that it was a bad faith negotiation, the contract here. So I just tell the people that's African, hey, the Africans is claiming they shit back over there. We claiming our shit back over here. Why don't y'all go assist them in claiming they shit back, and you won't be begging for reparations? Because it's not going to happen, because once you get your shit back, the people who had your shit can't pay you reparations unless they get it out of your coffers.
What you mean unless they get it out of your coffers? What's that? What do you mean?
They owe us everything because everything was already ours. They hijacked what was ours and used it against us.
Okay.
They took all of the stuff that was taught to them and used it against us, and we forgot we taught it to them.
All right, I got one more question, Rod. I know that was supposed to be the last one, but I forgot. You have said, you know, I always do this.
I'm with you, brother Rich. We just topping it up. You help. Look at your hat. You help. We help.
Hey, what this means to you, Rod? This, because I remember you talking about.
I just told you. I mean, you help. We help. That means if you start off on your project, we gonna help you along.
Excellent.
We gonna do what we can to support you because you doing what you can to inform us.
Oh yeah. And shout by the way, shout out to everybody who joined the Patreon or was on the Patreon. Rod did an amazing lecture on Patreon about the whole this Kendrick Lamar Drake situation, and
among other things that you can't talk about on YouTube.
Many other things that you can't talk about on YouTube. So it was a heavily a conversation that would just get taken down. So we had to put that one especially on Patreon. So if you're interested in that conversation, head on over to Patreon. Black Magic 363 is spelled the same way as this channel. It's called They Not Like Us. You know, the same name as Kendrick's song, They Not Like Us. So you could check that out over on Patreon. Amazing conversation I had. But I gotta end tonight's conversation. I gotta ask you this, Rod, because you sent me a clip and the shit was wild. They was talking about these beings, pre-Adamite beings, took the moon, I guess wrapped it up and flung the shit toward the earth. All types of wild shit. Then they was talking about beings living on the moon, on the base of the moon, using it as a ship to observe Earth. What the hell was they talking about? And I know I'm not even explaining it as proper as it was. I forgot. I just remembered it right now. But what the hell was they talking about? Who took the moon? And was this some shit and Lil did where he took the moon and flung it toward Earth and then decided to live on the moon? What the hell was that you sent me, Rod? What was they talking about?
Remember, I keep telling you the moon wasn't always there.
Yes. And you also talk about Lilith moon, the original moon.
Right.
Yeah.
So they put an artificial moon up there, and it's a battleship. Remember, we went over that.
Yes.
And the moon will take off and leave if shit get thick, and it's required. Its service is required. But in the meantime, it's tied to the Dark Knight satellite to protect a hologram through the Van Allen belt. You can suppress the energy easier remotely than you can if you try to do it while you in it.
So without the moon and without the Dark Knight satellite, this matrix wouldn't exist. This hologram wouldn't exist. Is that what you're saying?
This the 3D override. The 3D will still be here. But what would happen is all of the things that they've used to suppress the inner divinity of the people of the planet would not work on them anymore. That's all. And they would be able to have different abilities. And then they'll remember not only that they have them, but how to use them. But you had to keep the God beings subjugated using science and spiritual science merged.
You ever I don't know if I asked you this before. You ever do, people talk about sun gazing. So you never do moon magic, Rod? You never tap into the energy of the moon?
Yeah. The sisters learned how to use the moon for moon magic in modern yoni magic because they realized what it was for. They started learning how to harness it and to use it as the silver key, which is oracle reading. So they're able to use the light of the moon and transmute that energy into information streams that they can pick up as an intuitive download.
Right.
That's what the Salem witch hunts was about. When they caught Big Mama teaching the settlers' daughters yoni magic. Some of them had got into a euphoria and went into a dancing frenzy, and it became contagious because once the mitochondrial is turned up to its highest capacity, anybody that have residue of mitochondria in them will be activated. And if you didn't do your work, you're going to be negatively activated.
With so much of the population focused on the moon, if there are beings on the moon, do you think we can affect their well-being by moon gazing? Like, do they ever be like, how like sometime when the sun's shining us, we like, oh shit, people put on sun, or Europeans put on suntan lotion. Like, if we focus our sun energy on the moon, do beings on the moon be like, oh shit, I gotta cover myself. These niggas is moon gazing. Some wild shit like that.
No, because the moon is projecting on a higher frequency than you can project back at it. And the highest frequency always trumps the lower frequencies. That's the design of the lunar rays.
Oh yeah.
The women can transmute the energy, and the men can learn to use it if they learn how to use their intuition. Because it's that energy, they had to have some positive to go along with the negative in order for the balancing act to take place that they call the orbiting of the earth.
Right.
It got to be in perfect balance. This is the pulling on the tides.
Right. Man. Family, tell me this ain't some interesting shit here, y'all. Wow. All right. Last question, Rod. I swear this is the last one. What was your thoughts? We in so-called 2024 now. When 2012 came around, how did you look at that? How did you interpret this whole 2012? And because you started out the year in the